that time of the week one more time. It's live, and it's in the interest of the people. They're going to make you laugh, and they'll even make you mad enough to chew nails. Either way, they have you tuned in. So sit back in that easy chair and get close to a phone, because you can call and talk to them. You better get you something to drink, because you may need it also. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back for a very informative, exciting, and hot show tonight.
Speaking of hot,
Oh,
folks, it is good to have you with us. For the last 2 years,
don't get me tickled.
you're supposed to wait till I tell it before you start laughing.
I can't help it.
Huh?
I can't help it.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know nothing.
You said that, I didn't say it. But for the last couple of years, I've been driving my old wore out 97 Cadillac
You can't hold water.
down to the TV station. Well, Charlotte comes over to the house, and we leave her car at my house, and we get in my old 97 wore out Cadillac with 200,000 miles on it.
You're right about that.
And we drive down here. We get started, and she say, "Seat's hot." I said, "Well, turn this thermostat down." So there's a little thermostat on the side of the door here. And the top of it says hot and cold. She mashes a button. Ain't doing nothing, still hot.
My seat's on fire.
Her seat's on fire. Well, this is going on for 2 years. I said, "Charlotte, there's a place on the side of the seat over here that you can turn. I don't see it. I can't see it." So tonight coming down here, she says, I can't tell you what she said. Her rear end's on fire. I'm burning up. We got to do something. Said, "You going to keep on, this car is going to catch on fire and going to burn it up." Said, "You need to get the thermostat out of here and stop this stuff." So when we get down to Jack's, I said, don't close your car door. So I walk around and I said, "Charlotte, see this little box right here? See this little box right here?" She had it wide open on heat.
Well, you didn't tell me there was 2 buttons down there. I think it was on
So
purpose.
I'm hoping that she's about to cool off.
Oh, I'm telling myself.
Talladega graduate signs Mr. Smith as a Brandon Smith, Talladega student. Graduating here, he's going to be going to college, Talladega College. We can
Great.
compliment him going to school there. I encourage everyone that can possibly wants to stay home and get a good education. Talladega College is the place to be. But on Thursday, Ramos added, the head coach of Everwell, Ramos added another student when he signed on Brandon Smith. Brandon says they have a good coach, they have a good team, they have a good program, and they're close to home. I wanted to play for a good team and help them get better. We congratulate Brandon Smith for choosing Talladega College. We always enjoy going up to the college and watching the ball games. For the convocation, everything that happened at the college, I always try to be a part of it. They got a good school there, they got a good band, and they got a choir that's out of this world. Thursday night gospel concert, August the 6th, Stockdale Baptist Church, will be the Dixie Melody Boys. That's 6:30, Stockdale Baptist Church, Thursday night at just the other side of Talladega. Back to School Bash, Saturday, that's this coming Saturday, August the 1st, at Spring Street Rec Center. Minister Patrick Washington, this is his back to school bash. Gonna be free school supplies, free dental bags, open concession, games, prizes, and all kinds of singers and entertainers will be there. This is coming Saturday, August the 1st at 1 p.m. Talladega Bowling Center, Friday, August the 14th. Be the 2nd annual bowling tournament supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I know they'd be glad to have you come out and join this bowling tournament. $50 per person or $250 per team. And you can contact the folks at Elbit System. Talladega Bowling Center, August the 14th. And for more information, 256-480-2238. Tomorrow night, which will be Monday night and Tuesday night, July the 27th and 28th, Miss Nancy Harmon will be at Feed My Sheep Ministries. This is at 360 Blue Eye Springs Road, just this side of the 4-lane, the intersection there in Lincoln. Miss Nancy Harmon, TV star, super nice lady, and a great singer, will be there for 2 nights. 493-2611, Miss Nancy Harmon. She's been on about every TV show going. She's an anointed preacher, anointed singer, anointed preacher, and Pastor David and Doc Curley invite you to bring your family and friends and worship with them to hear their special guests. Can't tell you who it is, but I can tell you on the 30th, we got a person coming into town that's fixing to do a big project here in town. Going to be probably 50 to 75 jobs starting off, and several $100,000, probably a couple of $1 million in investment in building the facility.
Fantastic.
I wish I could share more with you, but I can't. I've been asked to not tell what it is or anything, but looks like it's going to be another great for Talladega. In a little while, we got several guests. We're going to have Miss Christina Thomas running for school board. She'll be with us. And Mr. Tonte Draper running for council member. He's going to be with us by phone. He's been out of town and he's got a stomach virus. He got a hold of some bad chicken or something or other, and he's going to be with us by phone. We have other things we're going to be talking about. Got a good interview with Miss Motorsports 2015, Miss Bailey Smith. We've done an interview with her, and we'll show that in just a second. I also did an interview with Miss Tia Norfleet, lady of color, young, beautiful lady, a singer, very talented, and she's getting into NASCAR racing. And we were fortunate to get an interview with her today. So we'll be showing you these 2 interviews in just a little bit. And hopefully we'll have plenty of time for you to call in. A lot of things going on in town that folks are upset about. There are folks are concerned about a K9 dog that we have with the police department. Some thinks he's, anyway, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Talladega City election. This is an opinion in the Daily Home. Make them earn your vote. And it goes on to say, the time is now. Qualifying for Talladega municipal elections ended last week, and more than 24 local residents have raised their hand for the chance to represent you on the city council, school board, and mayor's office, and so forth and so on. And it goes on and lists who all is running, how many is running, and it's saying the time to make sure that they do their job to your satisfaction isn't 3 or 4 years after the election. The time is now, and I agree with them. Everyone that's running, every 4 years, folks, you're the boss all the time, but every 4 years you get to give the elected officials a grade, passing grade, failing grade, whatever. And this is your time. Frustration of sitting officials, refusal to answer questions, and I'm reading from the editorial. It says the frustration of sitting officials refusing to answer questions or to be held accountable to the public is well documented. But the next administration of leaders or candidates today, and they need your votes. Now is when they're most likely to be responsive and answer your questions. What the Daily Home is saying, that you've got some officials in office that don't want to give you an answer. They don't want to be accountable to you. That superintendent's office all the way on down, mayor's office all the way on down through the council. Anyone that's in public office that don't want to respond or don't want to be accountable to you, now's your opportunity. If you're happy with this, vote everybody back in office. If you're unhappy with this, now's your opportunity to express your views. And it goes on to say some of the things that they think needs to be looked at. The mayor and the council candidates, how are you going to address crime in Talladega? And it's certainly out of control, folks. We've got our problem with crime. You've heard me talk about it on this program. You've seen me on the internet talking about it. What are their thoughts about economic development? What about cleaning up dilapidated buildings downtown? And for the school board candidates, what is your personal assessment of the school system? What is your take on issues raised by the newly formed Save Our Schools, including open positions, technology problems, and discipline? What would you do to address those issues if you believe there is a problem? What the Daily Home is asking these candidates, what would you do? How would you do, Mr. Candidate? You running for mayor, council, school board? What would you do different than what's being done now to address these problems? For starters, we'd like to know the questions that you have for these candidates. What would you do to address these issues if you believe there are problems? For starters. In other words, they're saying if you want to talk to the folks and ask them, and I think you're going to get from some of the candidates, the same thing you've got for the last 4 years: inaccessibility, won't return your phone calls, unavailable to the media. And folks, if you're happy with this kind of leadership, then this is your time. In 4 weeks, the fourth Tuesday in August is your opportunity to express your views. Now, if you're not a registered voter, please go register. If you are a registered voter, please go vote. If you don't register and you don't vote, then you need to be quiet about what's going on from the mayor's office to the city council and from the superintendent's office down to the school board. This is your opportunity to go register, if you're not registered, and go vote. The deadline to register is August the 10th. The elections are August the 25th. I
Getting
appreciate.
close.
Pardon?
Getting
4 weeks.
close.
4 weeks from Tuesday is when the election is. On this program, we've told you many times, shared with you, that anyone running for office is welcome to be on this program. We're going to try to give everybody equal time if you want it. We've got 2 candidates that's not going to be over here. I'm not going to come out and go door to door and beg you and hug your neck and pat you on the back and kiss you on the cheek. You're welcome to be on this program. Don't cost you a dime other than having to come down here. I can assure you, you'll be treated with respect. I saw one of my opponents at Stampede Restaurant today, and I said, I want you to know you're invited to be on this program, and you'll be treated with respect, and you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you like. I don't know how much fairer I can be than that. We'll take your phone call in just a little while about anything you might have to talk about, 256-369-1688. But also, if time permits, and I hope it does, we want to talk about this blind man that got kidnapped, beat up, robbed, and left practically for dead. Folks, I have strong opinions about this, and I have to be very guarded not to say a whole lot that would get this case moved out of the county. I want them tried right here in Talladega County. And when they get a fair trial, I want them to get whatever the law allows them to get.
Baseball bat.
We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We've got talk about the dog issue. A lot of people are calling about the dog issue. We'll be talking about that. The gunfight at City Court 2, damages, vehicle injured bystander. Tyler police are investigating a shooting incident Tuesday night at City Court 2 apartments that damaged 2 vehicles. It goes on to say one of the victims was shot and didn't know he was even shot until he looked down and noticed the hole in his pants, felt the blood running from his leg. Folks, this stuff has got to stop. It's drugs are out of people using drugs, illegal drugs. It's out of control. We've got to put a stop to this stuff. What will it take? I don't know. We welcome your input, but whatever it takes, it's got to be done. We've got to go to don't forget Rehab First Reporter. If you have anything to do, we have a copy here of the Rehab First Reporter they put out every month. Rehab First is open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They're there to take care of your needs. They can handle anything, any kind of rehab you could possibly need. They're there to take care of your needs. They also have long-term care if you need long-term care. Private rooms, 24-hour RN coverage, wound care certified staff, orthopedic services, restorative therapy, hospice care. The list is endless what Rehab First can do. We recommend them 100%. Our family has used the facility. Charlotte's family has used the facility.
I may need it.
And Charlotte may need it if you don't get that rear end out of the hot seat in my car. Yeah. But we hope we've got that problem solved. Don't forget Stampede Restaurant. We were there today. We got to hold some fried chicken patty, I guess it was.
Oh.
So tender that my wife said, "That's tender." I said, "Yeah, take a fork, a little plastic fork, and cut it. It was so tender. Homemade gravy like Mama used to make. Good. I'm telling you what, beans and cornbread and corn, and it's good. Stampede Restaurant always had good meals, 7 days a week, from about 11 o'clock in the morning till about 8, 9 o'clock at night. You got something to say?
I've got a few birthdays.
Go ahead and get the birthdays before we go to our first interview.
Happy birthday, Donna Fincher Jones, Karen Deskins, Micah Sherling, Mary Kay Booker Warwick, Jim Herboy, that's a new name for me, Rebecca Cooper Beard, Susanna Burton Bridges, and Dolores Fields. Happy birthday to all of you.
And J.W. Gallagher, saw him at Stampede Restaurant today, and he said, "Today's my birthday." I said, "We will mention it on TV tonight." And
Happy
we did.
birthday.
Happy birthday, J.W. We want to go to our first interview, and then we'll go to a break, and then we'll come back with another interview. Then we're going to go to Miss Thomas, and then we're going to go to Mr. Tonte Draper. You ready, Mr. Ben? It's an honor to have as our guest Miss Bailey Smith. She is Miss Motorsports Hall of Fame. I believe I'm right on that.
That's right.
2015.
Yes, sir.
The Pilots Club had their annual beauty pageant last night, and Miss Bailey Smith was the #1 winner. We're honored to have her on our program tonight, and as a matter of fact, we're the first ones to get to interview her after she won, as far as I know. Miss Bailey, welcome.
Hello, welcome.
You're a beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
You just, if I'd have been judging, I'd have picked you too.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
How many was in the pageant?
5.
5 of you.
Yes, sir.
You're from Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa. You went to Hillcrest High School. Mm-hmm. You're the daughter of Philip and Mamie McCool. And it's your first pageant? No. You've been in several pageants, haven't you?
Yes, sir, I've been in several pageants.
You're going to university this fall. Be majoring in elementary education.
Mm-hmm.
Your hobbies include shopping, cooking, working with children, and you found your passion to be working with childhood and especially focusing on children. That's what we said. Is it a special needs children or just going to be working with children?
Just working with children. I want to do elementary education and hopefully do 2nd grade one day.
You're working on the importance of being a good friend in hopes of spreading awareness for anti-bullying. It's an honor to have you with us. Let's look in this camera right here and tell a little bit about your anti-bullying, and we also want to talk about where you're going to be going in the next few weeks, where they can be seen. But talk about the anti-bullying.
Okay, well, I recently passed my anti-bullying license plate tag. I went to the Legislative Oversight Committee and lobbied it, and it got passed. So I have until May 31st of 2016 to pre-sale 1,000, and then after that, they will print it. So hopefully we'll get that number up soon. And then my upcoming events, this Saturday, let's see, August 1st.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We have a night at the museum, and it will be with doors open at 5 o'clock. A dinner will be held at 6, and an auction will begin at 7, and then the band will be at 8:30. Tickets are $75 each, and $500 for a table of 8 if you would like to join us. And if you want tickets, you can contact the Hall of Fame at 256-362-5002.
I tell you what, Ben put to it. Look here, she makes me look good. I mean, that's not exactly the whole truth. I mean, just leave her on the screen with me. Let's talk about August the 15th. You're going to be back at it's the Ritz Theater Shrimp Broil Drawdown. This is raising money for the Ritz Theater.
Yes, sir.
And you will be up at the racetrack on August the 15th. You can be seen there, meet all the folks. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of activities lined up, and I'm sure at this point you don't really know what all you will be doing.
Yes, I don't even think it hasn't even been 24 hours since I've been crowned.
Has it really sunk in yet that you have been crowned?
Not really. No, not at all. I was so shocked, and my sister was a past Miss Motorsports too. So I think we're the first sisters.
Miss Kelsey Smith.
Yes, Kelsey Smith. We were the first sisters to be Miss Motorsports together. So.
I'm curious, folks that are watching that don't have a clue to what a Miss Motorsports Hall of Fame queen or whatever. How did you get involved in this?
Well, I was actually 2 years ago, I was young Miss Motorsports, and my sister, she competed in Miss Motorsports, and that's when she was Miss Motorsports. So we were sister queens then, and then when I turned 18, that's the age for Miss Motorsports. You compete in interview, sportswear, and evening gown, and then your on-stage question, and you get judged on those, and then from those they pick a winner.
What is your plan? Do you have any other plans for beauty pageants or things of this nature in the future? Or you?
As of right now, I'm not sure. I mean, I just got this crown, so there's no telling where this will take me.
Can you enter the Miss America pageant?
I mean, yes, I could. When I turn, I think it's 19, I'm not sure, but I think I'm too young right now.
I don't never ask a lady her age, so I'm not going to start today. You've got future plans include continuing to be involved in community service, having a family, and becoming an elementary teacher. Mm-hmm. So I assume that you plan to get married at some point in time.
Yes, sir.
Have you got a That's not fair. I was going to ask her who that's putting her on the spot. It's an honor to have you with us. Let's go back over what you're going to be doing this coming August the 1st.
Okay.
That's Saturday night. Share with them again in case someone just has tuned in watching you.
Yes. Okay. So this Saturday night, August 1st, will be a night at the museum, and the doors open at 5 p.m. Dinner's at 6, and the auction begins at 7 p.m. and the band is at 8:30. And if you would like to join us, you can call the Hall of Fame at 256-362-5002.
This is, if you just tuned in, this is Miss Bailey Smith. She is the new Miss Motorsports Hall of Fame, whatever, 2015.
Yes, sir.
We missed some important names that's going to be there Saturday
Oh, yes.
night.
Also, they will be there. Donnie Allison, James Hilton, and Chocolate Myers will also be there.
Probably other folks there too.
Probably
as far as
so, yeah.
Other sports figures. Mm-hmm. And once again, August the 15th at the Ritz Theater, Shrimp Broil Drawdown, a fundraiser for the Ritz Theater. This will be held at the racetrack. This is always a big event in Talladega, and they have hundreds of folks turn out and raise thousands of dollars to help keep our Ritz Theater in operation. I don't know if you've seen the Ritz or not, but if you haven't, at some point in time, you need to make it a point to go through our.
Well, I'll be there the 15th, so if you'll be there, I'll be there too.
The Ritz, help me, Cookie. The Ritz Boil will be at the racetrack, not at the Ritz Theater.
Oh, okay.
Am I right? We got some folks sitting on the sideline here. Correct. Do you sing?
No. I mean, I can sing, but it's really bad.
So don't put you on camera letting you sing today.
No, goodness no.
Okay. Do you have anything we missed, Miss Bailey?
I think that's it. I'm just excited about my upcoming year and can't wait for everything that they've offered me.
Now you will serve until June of next year?
Mm-hmm.
When
Yes,
the pageant
sir.
comes up in July. We can't thank the Talladega Pilot Club for their involvement. They are very involved not only in this pageant, but they're involved in our community. And we can't thank them enough for what they do for our city.
Over 75 years.
Over 75. I tell you what, let's do this. Is strictly unrehearsed. Miss Cookie, come over here a minute. On this program, we don't have no agenda.
I knew you were going to do this.
If you can
Here, you can come speak in my
Just talk
microphone.
right into the microphone. This is Miss Cookie Adair, and she's been involved in everything in her life. Anything community-wise, Miss Cookie is there. She's a person that can get it done. Miss Cookie, share with folks maybe some things we missed. Share with them. Look at this camera right here.
Well, as you know, this is our Pilot Club's major fundraiser that and of course, we use these funds for doing some of our community projects as part of Pilot International. And we're very pleased to have Bailey Smith representing us, and I know she's going to have a great year. I know she's heard some exciting stories from her older sister, so she kind of knows what to look forward to. And
She's a beautiful young lady.
she's a beautiful young lady.
Of course, all ladies are
All
beautiful.
of them are. And I do have to stress again that even these young ladies can't do things without their parents. So I'm very, very pleased to have parents that are cooperative and work well together.
Miss Amy, if you'll come on in here, I don't.
Larry just wants to surround himself with beautiful
Makes me look good, folks. I'm telling you what. This is Miss Amy McCool. I've never heard that name before. Of
Really?
all the names I've heard in life in my travels around the world, McCool is good. Miss Amy McCool, welcome.
Thank you.
This is the mother of Bailey.
Yes. Proud mama.
I know you are. You have two daughters.
Yes.
Miss Kelsey, and
And I have lots of children because I claim them all.
I know it. But it's an honor to have all you ladies with us, and I appreciate you making me look good. Look at them, folks. I mean, all you folks out there are envious, eat it up. Thank you.
Thank you
We
for
wish you the
having
best,
me.
and then we can help you on this program through the years, and you're always welcome.
Well, thank
We're going to be
you.
passing through or got some time. We'll be glad to have you.
Well, thank you so much.
Got to go to break. We'll be right back.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual member share and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Oh man, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
Oh man, you gotta do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim.
Amateurs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, Travis.
Well, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm here for you, Lonnie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is a new one.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
They're always there for me.
The Miss Motorsports will be at the racetrack August the 1st, and what we didn't get on the interview is the auction that will be held for fundraising for the museum. This will be racing memorabilia that will be auctioned off, so you don't want to miss this. But it'll be this coming Saturday night from 6. It starts at 6 p.m. Dinner's at 6 p.m. The auction begins at 7 p.m. and then the band will start playing at 8:30. The doors open at 5 p.m. You make plans to go on out and be a part of this fundraising for the museum. We, I think we pretty well covered our long-term friend. I've been knowing this man all of his life. We were raised up sort of together. Mr. Terry, Kavir Terry, owner of Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, passed away yesterday. A tremendous loss to our city. Terry was well known throughout, not just in Talladega, but Terry was well known throughout the country. I know he and I were raised up sort of together. His daddy, the late Mr. Willie Terry, Miss Alberta T, they are longtime friends. And anytime you lose someone to death is a loss. But when you lose someone like Kavira Terry, been involved in the community all these years and very much part of our city, it really leaves a void. We offer our condolences to the family.
Sure do.
And it's not been anything in the paper about it yet, but I'm sure it will be probably Tuesday or Wednesday. For more details, you can contact Terry's Funeral Home, and they can share with you. We've don't forget Rehab First. Need any kind of rehab services? Rehab First in Gadsden can take care of you. They're there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and any kind of coverage. I mean, any kind of coverage. And if you do need long-term care, they have one of the best facilities, and they can take care of your loved ones or you or whomever needs long-term care. We recommend them completely. We want to go to an interview with Tia Norfleet, an upcoming race driver, and we'll come back with Miss Cortina Thomas, and then we will talk to Mr. Dante Draper. We got 2 more good interviews, so don't you go anywhere. Talladega is well known for its racing all over the world. And it's a rarity that you have a person of color involved in racing. Tonight we're honored to have an upcoming star. She's a star in her own way and with the music and so forth, but she's fast coming up as a star with racing. And Mr. Kelvin Lindsay, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Lindsay,
on the show today with Mayor Barton.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lindsay is with the race team that Tia Norfleet is racing with. Miss Tia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How about that? It's an honor to you. Go ahead.
I'm so happy to be on your show, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's an honor to have you on here. We have your picture on the screen so the folks can see this beautiful. You don't see many men that's handsome race drivers. They're just old rugged men. And this is a beautiful lady that's going to be. This is a picture of you with your helmet under your arm and the glove on the right hand, your hair flowing in the back. Beautiful picture, Miss Tia.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Let's talk about Tia just a little bit of background. I know you're involved in music quite a bit. Share with the public exactly what you do in the music field.
Well, I'm actually trying to become a superstar in the music world. But was blessed with the gift of voice and also writing. So that's what I'm working on right now, just trying to get my music together and get it out there and just be the best me that I could possibly be in everything that God has blessed me to be a part of.
Now you're living where in?
I'm in Georgia. I'm actually in Augusta, Georgia.
In Augusta, Georgia. Let's talk about how you got involved in wanting to be out there and butt heads with those old rugged men that runs crazy on the track and runs everybody off the track and so forth. Why did you decide you wanted to get out there and rough and tumble with them?
Well, my dad was actually heavily involved in motorsports as I was coming up. He was always doing something in the garage, whether it was building the motorcycles or the drag race or up under a hood, just whatever it is. I mean, I saw him doing this on a daily basis, and so that's what intrigued my interest, just seeing him do it and how passionate he was about it. That's what intrigued me to want to be a part of it. And that's really where it all started.
Your dad?
I received my license in NASCAR's Wellness Series in 2010. And then from so on and so forth, we've just been trying to get sponsors because this is a sponsor-driven sport. And, I mean, that's what we've been trying to do.
Your dad was Bobby, or is Bobby, a Norfleet?
Correct.
Okay, and I understand that you have received an award from President Obama. Am I right on that?
Yes, that's the initiative. The initiative for being recognized as one of the youth, aspiring youth.
It says that you have participated in charity events, Step Up in Georgia, which was a mentoring program, and you've been involved in a lot of things throughout your lifetime. And I just commend you for your wanting to be involved and your background in music. Let's talk about the upcoming event this coming Saturday night, August the 1st, at Motorsports Hall of Fame. It's going to be a night at the museum. Share with the people what's going on there, Mr. Kelvin or Miss Tia, and invite everyone to come out and tell them how they can get a ticket and so forth and so on.
Yes, it's at the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. This is a historical event. It's the first time that they've done it at this scale. The museum has been renovated a little bit and expanded. So they're offering some awesome vehicles that you can view, and you can also visit with some of the drivers, and you could visit some of the people that's in the industry. And, you know, we can wrap your arms around how motorsports is at its best, not only in America, but internationally all over the world. We have Moby Web Racing will be there with drivers. We have also Arrive Alive, which is a outfit group that tour schools and high schools all over. And so Tia has been signed on to work very closely with that group. And we're going to have an after-party type event that's going to be at the library, hosted by Driven to Read. And you can see what Driven to Read is about on driventoread.org. And also, if you would like to contact for tickets, it's Miss Kimberly Rupp at the International Motorsports Hall of Fame, and her number is 770-616-8943. Again, that's 770-616-8943. And you can, talk with her about tickets and those kind of things. Not only will we have highlight Tia Norfleet at the event, which is there's a dinner and there's different things that's going to take place. We also invited the state trooper. It's like a rollover simulator, so that will be there. We also have one of the first women to race in NASCAR. She's going to be there too, Shawanda Robinson, and so they wanted to highlight Tia and her together, and really let America and also the international community know what racing is taking place now. It's on a whole nother level. It's been reset, so we're just going to have fun. And let some people know what this sport is about.
I'm just honored that y'all have chosen Talladega Motor Speedway and out at the museum for this event. Well, I'm honored, and of course, I've been honored. I'm honored to be asked to present a document from the governor of the state of Alabama. And if all goes accordingly, I should be there around 6:30, 7 o'clock for this big event myself. We encourage everyone to come out and get a ticket and come on out and be a part of this program on Saturday night, August the 1st, at the Speedway. Is it the Dome or the library?
It's at the museum and the library.
Right. Kevin, I can't thank you enough for making me aware of this and for lining up Miss Tia Norfleet to be a guest on our program tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Mayor, you got a fine city there. We want to come in as loud as we can with all the cars and everything, so that you could we could show the community on a little personal level how you could see some things, ask some questions, and get a little closer to the drivers, including Tia Norfleet will be right in the building, y'all.
Fantastic. You have sent us about a 3-minute video of Tia. We've not been able to pull it up yet, but maybe at some point in time, maybe even later on tonight, if we can pull it up, we may just show that. If not, we can do it another time. But Miss Tia, anytime you have a little bit of time or you're going to be in our area, you're always welcome to be on our program, Mr. Kevin. Y'all always welcome to be on our program.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you having me today.
Thank you, and y'all I wish you the best this coming weekend, and will you be at the track on at the next race? Is it September, October? I don't remember right off when it is.
Yes, our goal is to visit and see how we can get in. Now, if we secure the sponsors, then we'll see how that opens a way, pave a way for us to move forward. But that's all we need. We need people to get around us, sponsored up with us, so that we can compete just like everybody else.
Sounds great. We wish you the best, and thank you once again for taking time to be with us tonight. You have a good one.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Tia and Kevin. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Good day.
Good interview. Mm-hmm. Two great guests, a little lengthy, but anyway, welcome back. We got a Miss Christina Thomas. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Miss Thomas is running for school board. 3 in this: Martha Livingston, Jake Montgomery, and Christina Thomas. Miss Christina Thomas is the wife of Mr. Brett Thomas, long time, I guess lifetime folks in Talladega. I know all the family, knew all the family. Brett is the son of Mr. O.B. Thomas, and Mr. O.B. worked for me my first term in the mayor's office. Miss Christina and Brett have 3 children, and she went to Talladega College, is an employee at Randolph County High School, and she teaches English. She may have to give me a little bit of English lessons tonight with some of the way I'm butchering up some of these words, and Charlotte's trying to cool Charlotte off in that hot seat she's in. Miss Thomas, welcome. And let me say this, Jake and Miss Martha, you're welcome to be on the program. All you gotta do is let me know if you want to be on here. We've got 4 more Sundays that we can have guests, and then the election. Why do you, everybody knows there's a problem, but we don't know what the problem is. We don't know where it's the superintendent's fault. We don't know where it's the school board's fault. We don't know where it's the principal's fault. We don't know all the problems. What do you see as a problem in the school, and why do you think that you would be more suited to be a board member than Martha Livingston and Jake Montgomery? Look at this camera right here and talk to the folks.
Well, my assessment of our school district thus far is I don't believe that we are serving our students to the best of our capabilities. And I say that because the Save Our Schools Committee has raised issues about technology, the vacancies, and discipline. And these were things that some people knew were happening, but not the majority of the people. So I do appreciate the Save Our Schools Committee for making us as a community aware of some of the issues plaguing our school system. I feel that as a board member, it's important for me to work with the board members, the other elected board members, as well as the superintendent to figure out a way to get the vacancies filled, not just with a warm body, because then you'll end up with a babysitter in a classroom, but to get the person who is best qualified to teach our kids and to nurture our kids on a daily basis. Because if you think about it, children spend the majority of their day with their teacher at school. And so that person not only should be familiar with the content and the curriculum and the standards, but they should also have a certain caring and loving nature to them. And as a board member, like I said, I feel that collaborating with the superintendent and the other board members is the key. Collaboration and communication to get in the vacancies field, dealing with the technology issues, and solving the issue of discipline as well.
A lot of people tell me, and I know Dr. King is who Dr. King is. She's the wife of Judge King. That's all I know about her. She's always been very congenial, very, see her in the restaurants around town, speak, and I've never worked for her, never worked with her, so I'm not in a position to say good, bad, or whatever. I know that she was appointed by the 5 board members, unanimous, and a year later, some of them were ready to send her home. One of the things I hear that she is not a communicator, that she does not communicate well with the principals and the teachers, and she also been accused, you heard it at the meeting, that she's told the teachers they better not talk to the school board members. Have you've heard this? You heard it at the meeting that night.
I have.
High school. And I told Dr. King after the meeting was over with, it got pretty contentious, and the house was packed. For you that was not there, and I told her after the meeting, I said, Dr. King, you and I are different. Quite. If I'd have been here for 2 hours like you and the board members were, and I heard all these folks with their complaints and making accusations against me, and you're saying that what they're saying is not true, and they don't know what they're talking about, I'd have been in somebody's face. I would have been defending myself against what I've just heard. I said, why don't you come and be on my TV show and tell the people what the truth is, if this is not the truth? And why don't you get with the Daily Home? They've invited you to be on there and do an editorial opinion or do an interview, and she would not. And what did she tell Channel 6?
That she was not concerned. And I took that just trying to find the positive, positive side of all of this is to mean that maybe she's not concerned because she does have a plan and she does know that everything is going to be okay. And if that is the case, again, communication is the key. Communicate that plan of it's going to be okay, I have this in place, I have this, whatever else in place, so that people aren't worried and aren't concerned. Because I have 3 kids in the school system, and school is about to start. And my children, all 3 of them, will be directly affected by some of the vacancies that we have. So it's not just that I'm just up in arms about what's going on just because. I also feel that some people are called to advocate for kids who don't have a voice, for kids whose parents aren't as well aware, or, they don't know. Because a lot of people, I think a lot of this came as a shock to some people. They thought that things were okay, didn't really think that it was as bad as it is. Do I blame Dr. King for everything that is going on? I most certainly do not. I think the outgoing superintendent allowed some things to transpire and go on as well. But the problem is, and the issue I have, like I said at the meeting, come in, hit the ground running, trying to figure out how can we reverse these negative trends that we're seeing with our schools. What is it we can do? What plans can we put in place? What resources can we give our principals and our teachers so that they can better serve our students? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters, is our students getting the education that they deserve.
We need to turn our school system around. When people come into town to work, they look on the internet and they see that Talladega High School is not the best school in the world. And we're losing students, we're losing folks in our town. This has got to stop, folks, whether it takes a superintendent, a school board. I don't know what it's going to take to turn the school system around. I deal with politics in the city. I don't deal with the school board operations. And something's got to be done, though.
And that is true. I agree. Something has to be done. And whether or not I am elected to the school board, I will continue to be a voice. Just because I'm not elected doesn't mean my pursuit of education equity should stop. And that's what it is. I think even whether you're serving or not, as a parent, as a community member, you still have to be involved.
Right.
Because I've said this time and time again, the students that we are responsible for in our school system, that is the future of our community. And if we don't invest in them in a positive way, then we don't have a community to look forward to. Never mind the school system, because the ones who are able to get the education and make it out, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going out. No one's going to pour back into our community. We have lots of Talladega High School alumni who have gone on to do great things.
Right.
We need to continue in that tradition. So the best way to do that is through education, and not just an equal education, because we all can be treated equally, but it boils down to equity. And what I mean by that, I heard someone say, you have 20 kids who need shoes. You buy 20 pairs of shoes for 20 kids. But each person does not have the size shoes that fits them. They are equal because they all have shoes, but the equity comes in when the shoes for each child or each person fits them. Right. And that's the way we have to look at education. It's no longer one size fits all. We have to identify needs of each individual student and educate them where they are.
Ms. Christina Thomas, if you just tuned in, been talking about her wanting to be the school board member, one of the school board members. This program will run again at 8:30 in case you missed it. It'll be on channel 10 at 8:30. Tomorrow morning at 8 and tomorrow night at 9, it'll be on channel 80. So you can see it. It'll be on YouTube a couple of days from now on the internet. And Miss Katrina, I'm going to keep you here. I'm going to go to the phone with Mr. Tonte Draper. I want to keep you here in case someone wants to call and want to ask a question. If you don't mind staying with us.
Yes, that's
You won't
fine.
be on the camera. Tonte will be on the camera.
That's fine.
But we'll keep you. We got to go to a break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Draper.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual remember, share, and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Have you tried one of these? This is so good. Man, I can't believe we haven't done this before. Oh, wow, look at that. Want a bite? You're aging. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, guys. Do it again. Do it again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In my office.
State Farm.
I think we're good. State Farm agents are there when you need them.
And welcome back. We're trying our best to get Mr. Draper on the phone. Charlotte, keep talking.
Well,
say something while I'm trying to get him on the phone.
Doug's on your side too. Doug Kemp with State Farm. We hope he's on your side too, because they really take good care of me and my accidents and unfortunate things.
Ms. Christina, I'll say this while we're waiting to try to get Mr. Draper on the phone. If for some reason these other candidates don't want their time, we would welcome you to come back and spend more time with us. And as the campaign goes on, there'll be other issues, I'm sure. Hey, Mr. Draper.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. Are you feeling better?
A little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about your running for council member in Ward 3. You, Mr. Miller, the incumbent, Mr. Luchendorf, Mr. David Street, and yourself. Tell us, I know you ran for sheriff last year. You ran strong. Matter of fact, in the Brecon Ward, Ward 3, I believe you garnered more votes than the sheriff did.
Yes, I did. Time for a change in
council, in the area has been kind of stagnant, and people who know the Brecon area, which I grew up in the area, know that it's not the Brecon of old. It's been a decline in some areas, and also we got some issues with the police, and I believe in strong, effective policing, but we need to make some considerable changes to improve the relations between the police and the citizens, and set up systems where we can weed out the bad citizens, but also weed out the terrible cops that need to go. How would you go about doing this, Mr. Draper? Well, one thing, as you know, I worked in Atlanta and as an investigation manager, and the one thing that a lot of cities have now, they have a citizens review board. You've been a police officer at one point, Mayor, and you know that over the years it seems like police forget that they answer to the citizens. So by having a citizens review board, the citizens can review and look at those complaints and pretty much help the chief and the council and the civil service board come to a conclusion about the discipline process when it involves the police. Because I think police should know that you're here to protect and serve. You're absolutely right, and I do support good, strong law enforcement. We've got to have it. We're having enough problems with drug dealers and drug pushers and shooting into cars and shooting into houses. If we didn't have good, strong law enforcement, there's no telling what we would have. Recently, we've had some complaints about the K9 being pretty aggressive. Of course, that's what the dogs are trained for. If you run from the police or whatever, you can't outrun that K9. But how have you had? You have to, like I said, the police is not, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I mean, you got one officer, I think it's Sparks, Officer Sparks, David is his name. He is a very good community relations guy. He seems to have a good relationship with the community, but that's few and far between. And people need to know maybe the K9 officer and the city PD should go to the neighborhoods and let people know. You know as well as I know the dog is trained. If you run, it's going to bite you. Yeah. What I'm concerned about is if you're not running and the officer maybe, is he sicking the dog on people? We don't know that. We have to look at all the facts, but they need to understand what a K9 is, and if you run, you will get bit. The question, not necessarily the question, I talked with one of our police officers today, one of our high-ranking officers, and I asked the question. He said, recently we had a situation that the person was on no trespassing. He was where he wasn't supposed to be. I don't know whether this is true or not. I talked to the individual, and he said he was at a certain place and that he had an open container, and the police officer didn't even know he was there, and he came out of the house, and when he saw the police officer, he turned around and went the other way. One of the officers said he was ordered to stop. Well, allegedly the young man didn't stop, and when he didn't stop, then the dog took off after him. And I asked this officer I was talking to, I said, well, I understand all this. And I said, but can you justify, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'm telling you what I was told by the individual, and I'm telling you what I was told by a police officer. But my question is, can you justify a dog tearing your arm almost off, biting you in the butt, and 26 stitches in your head on a no trespassing policy? No, you can't. When does it become? I remember, I'm going to go back to when I first became a cop. I became a cop on the Jerry Stutter. And that's one thing, it's not worth it. If the guy's leaving, he's on no trespass, and he's going the other way, mission accomplished. It's other things that you could be doing. I mean, that amount of force for a misdemeanor trespass, it's like a lot of departments have banned high-speed vehicle chases for a traffic ticket. Why can everybody in town over $100 ticket? So that's one of those things that you just have to use smart policing instead of aggressive policing. That he probably knew the guy, and he could have arrested him later. Didn't have to arrest him then. I know you. I've seen you over there. I just get a warrant for you and pick you up later. And now the city can be liable for that. Well, and let me make it perfectly clear. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm telling you what the gentleman told me happened. Well,
Okay.
And I'm also,
Right.
and I told the officer today, I said, I hope that officer was recording from the very first word he had with this person till the very end when the arrest was perfected. I hope that we've got everything recorded. And I also pointed out, he said, well, when the officer said stop, he should have stopped. Or I said, we've got a lot of deaf folks in our city. What if you got a deaf man walking down the street and the officer pulls up with his canine and the guy keeps walking and he said, sir, stop. And the deaf gentleman don't hear him, and the dog is trained to go after a person not obeying his master's order. It could happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not bad mouthing the police. I have much respect for our police officers, but I'm concerned.
What could happen?
What could happen? And I wish our chief would come out and give a report of how things are, how things are being done, and explain to the public, this is what happened.
That's one thing, the mayor, that the Citizens Review Board that I would like to put together would have insight into that, and I would like the council to, if we form it, if I get on there, to give them subpoena power to be able to bring those officers and make them explain themselves. And then if you're a good officer, you're not ever worried about doing the wrong thing because you're doing the right thing. You can't wait to get in front of a jury and get in front of a judge and get in front of people and tell your side of the story. Only time you get worried about it is when you know you was doing something wrong.
Well,
like I said, we don't know what happened. We'll have to see, but most canines are not used to effect misdemeanor arrests.
Well, all I know, if we don't have a good video, all we know is what the victim has said compared to what the officer said. And I hope for the sake of the city that we've got a video from the time he confronted the victim until the arrest was perfected. That's all I'm saying.
I have a question to ask
and you can't.
The city, they have the body cameras yet?
Oh, we do have, and what I'm saying, you can't outrun that.
Ask you this: do we have the body camera that the officer can manipulate, or do we have the ones that automatically come in? It's 2 or 3 different types. I would like to know which ones we have.
It's my understanding that we have the kind that they can't manipulate it. This will be something other that should come out during the investigation or whatever. But Mr. Draper, I appreciate you being with us. If no one else wants the time for the next 4 weeks, and you have time, I'll be more than glad to have you back on our program.
I'd like to ask the other candidates, Mr. Miller and the other candidate running, mainly Mr. Miller. I would like for us all to be on there at once and talk about what we're going to do for the city.
I would be honored to have.
If you could set it up, tell Mr. Miller, I will challenge him to come on and let's talk.
I would be honored to have all of them on here at one time, 2 of you on here at one time. And let me thank you and everyone that's got the courage to run and offer their services. I thank you, because I know what you've been put up with, having to put up with. But we got about a minute's time, and you'll be talking with the folks between now and the election time. But thank you for being with us, and hope you get to feeling better real soon.
Okay then, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Okay. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mayor.
Hello, how are you doing?
Brown,
hey, Miss Keita.
of SOS.
We got about 35, 40 seconds.
No problem. I was not going to call in tonight.
No, I
after
appreciate
hearing
it.
Katrina speak, I need to point out that she is the most viable candidate. I can't endorse her on behalf of SOS, but I can endorse her on behalf of myself. If I were in her ward, I would vote for her. Her opponent, Jake Montgomery, has been cited for ethics violations on the E911 board, as everyone should know, and Martha Livingston is an employee of the Board of Education, and she should resign to be a viable candidate and to be respected as a candidate.
Ms. Brown, I appreciate it.
There are conflicts of interest that I think the people should know about, and they're also not qualified. Katrina is an educator with qualifications that we need on the Board of Education, and I truly, wholeheartedly endorse her, and I wish everyone would go out and vote for her just because of her qualifications.
We got to go, Ms. Brown. We got to go.